It's the last racing to win for 2023, and we preview the first meeting of 2024. Terrific meeting coming up at Sha Tin on January 1. Joined in the studio to look at it even more closely by Paul Lally and Tom Wood. And Tom, we've got a group race, but the support card is very, very, very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice horses going around on Monday at Sha Tin. Mark, hello to you and to Happy New Year, everyone. The feature race, quite lopsided with the handicap conditions there. California Spangle has certainly added that dimension to it. He carries top weight, the rest are all down towards the bottom. And then plenty of nice four-year-olds going around as we sort of move our focus towards that in the new year.
It is the four-year-old series not too far away. Paul Lally joins us as well with news on jackpots.
Yeah, some good jackpots. Lucky start, of course, for our New Year's Day meeting. 18 million for the triple trio and 2.3 million as well going up to the 6-up win bonus. So you can buy a lot of good things for that.
You could.
You can indeed. Before we go on to the meeting on Monday, we're going to have a look at the last of the Part 3 series of the Year in Review.
The 2022-23 Champion Award, our champion jockey, Zach Burton.
For the 6th time in his career, Zach Burton is crowned Hong Kong champion jockey with 176 wins and counting. It's already a new single-season race record. On top of that, 3 Group 1s this campaign makes it a year to remember.
You know, I can't do this without the support of the trainers known as, you know, the Marfoos, barrier staff, the Jockey Club for giving me the opportunities. So I appreciate everything that everyone does behind the scenes. To my #1 cheerleader and beautiful wife, Nicole, thank you. It's not easy, and I see a number of faces in this room tonight that could also possibly be here with me one day. So I encourage you to keep doing your best, and I'll enjoy this while I can, but I know at some stage it will come to an end. I'm becoming a little bit sentimental in my old age, and I appreciate the position that I'm in and the opportunities I've had. So I do appreciate it, and I thank everyone for their support. Thank you.
The champion trainer this season is John Size, Choi Hon.
John adds a record 12th Trainers' Championship to boast the most titles in Hong Kong racing history.
So I'm just a small cog in a very big wheel of the Hong Kong Jockey Club and the Hong Kong community. But it's my pleasure to contribute, and I hope that I've made the Jockey Club and the city a better place to be. Thank you very much.
The winner of the Horse of the Year is Golden 60.
Golden 60 is, of course, is special for me and for probably one of the highlights of my career. You know, it's a horse that still today is inspired me a lot, and as a rider, I've been very humbled by what he has done.
Junko descends for France, and then came Zafiro on the outside though. Junko has run to the lead from Warm Heart between horses. Zafiro, Junko in front though. He's 3/4 clear, now a length. Zafiro can't get him. It's a win for France in the Vase.
Yes, I'm really happy. It's really long time ago, you know what I mean. Last time with the Flintshire, André Fab, the same team, so I'm really, really happy to win today.
Victor, the winner, is the leader. Now Lucky Swainess is out again. Wellington's wider out. Victor, the winner, leads. Lucky Swainess is wearing him down. He takes over. Lucky with you runs on, but Manfred Man is back top of the pops.
Had to run inside Victor, the winner, that when James went for him, he shifted in. hampered me a little bit, but because he accelerated so quickly, I was able to come out across his heels, and he had his chance from there. He did what he had to do.
He's just very special, isn't he?
He's a very good horse, yeah. I love him.
Golden 60 called upon now. The great horse to the outside, and he went whooshka. It is Golden 60 taking over. Sha Tin is electric. He's 3 on Beauty Eternal. Then came McNamara. Next in then is Soul Rush, but it's Golden 60 for Hong Kong. 4 on Voyage Bubble. That's not a whip. That's a wand. That ride from Vincent is magic. Golden 60.
He's a monster. You know, when I ask him for effort, he lengthened like I can't believe.
Should we let
So
him
he
walk
still
on?
got that turn of foot, is crazy.
Romantic Warrior boldly strides up to them, and McDonald sent him to the lead. Luxembourg can't go with him at the moment. Sword Point next, then Ishiaguazu and Horizon Dore. Romantic Warrior's lead is a length over Luxembourg. Ishiaguazu, the old boy, he's going a great race. Straight Aaron, leader Romantic Warrior, he's clinging on. Luxembourg driving Romantic Warrior, I think.
He shows so many champion qualities, this horse. A phenomenal will to win. I'm incredibly proud of him, and I'm very humbled to be able to be associated with a horse like that. But for him to come here and do what he did in a Hong Kong Cup for the second time after all those hurdles that he's overcome is one of my proudest moments on him.
And leads us in perfectly now to New Year's Day, because it's James McDonald's last day of riding during this stint in Hong Kong. Hopefully we're going to see him back. We no doubt we'll see him back when Romantic Warrior runs, but more permanently in the future. Let's check out the meeting details now as we move on the back of some wonderful memories across 2023. We've got 10 races, all on the turf, and the A course is in use. The Chinese Club Challenge Cup is the feature race 7, one of 2 we preview, along with the 9th, the Class 3, over the 1,200 metres. The 7th race, though, has California Spangle carrying an extra 9 pounds than what he did in the mile. Beauty Joy's found some form. He has 3 pounds less than what he carried in the mile. Healthy Happy, Group 3 Celebration Cup winner earlier in the season. Red Line, 4-time winner over 1,400. Fantastic Treasure, 3-time winner over 1,400. Rewarding Together struggling a bit. And Taj Dragon comes into group racing for the first time. Just a field of 8 here, Tom. California Spangle with Bowman back on board from the 1.
Yeah, and he can lead this, of course. When he won, he led off the front for Bowman going back 3 runs ago. Healthy Happy is the alternate leader if California Spangle isn't to lead. He couldn't lead last time out in the mile. Red Line shouldn't be far away, and then you've got Beauty Joy, Paul, who of course we know has got that very, very light mouth, and James McDonald ride.
Yeah, and look, he's gone back in the last couple. Won the smallest field. I think he'll sit midfield. Rewarding Together. Taj Dragon is the new horse on the scene. He's coming right up in grade, but I think he'll go all the way to the back from a wide draw.
Let's have a look at some previous winners of the group race feature, and there's some big names on here, Tom, notably the 2023 winner, and especially the 2020 winner.
Yes, Golden 60 there. Lucky Swainess last year for Manfred Mann and Zach Purton through that busy part of the season coming into this race off the back of course, being unlucky in the sprint last year. Healthy Happy back here for another spin around. He was a winner of this race in 2022. And go back to the big horse Conti, who won in 2019 for John Size and Moreira.
More from the boys shortly. Nick was out and about at Happy Valley on Friday night to speak to some of the trainers with runners across the meeting, and he started with Frankie Law talking Healthy Happy and Rewarding Together.
Frankie, the big race coming up on the 1st of January is the Chinese Club Challenge Cup. You've got a couple of runners in the race. Let's start with Healthy Happy, because this really has become his race. In the last 2 years he's a winner, and he was second 12 months ago.
Yes, I think 1,400 is good for him, and this time he carried lightweight. I hope he can won a good race, yeah.
And as you sort of set out with this horse this season, Frank, I mean, he's already won a Group 3. Was it always the plan to miss the big day in December, HKIR, and come to this race?
Yes, because you know that HKIR is quite strong. That race 1,600. So I just skip this race and then won him on 1,400. Yeah.
You've sent him up to Chung Fa, Frank. He's had a trial up there. He came through that okay. Were you pleased with the way he trialled?
Yeah, he's always have nearly 1.5 months off, and then I think it should be good. And then he fresh up the horse there.
You mentioned the fresh angle. That's what I wanted to ask you about next, because he won first up, of course, in the Celebration Cup. He's a really good horse fresh, isn't he, this guy?
Yeah, this one. Just give him a trial and then come back to Hong Kong and to see the draw is good or not.
And obviously, it's a decent race. Tony Cruz has got a couple of really nice ones in there that are keeping everything else down in the weights. I mean, it's not an easy race by any stretch of the imagination, but your horse, I mean, he's very honest, he's very tough, and he usually runs his race, doesn't he?
Yeah. You know, Tony Cruz horse star, that is California Spangler. I think usually he will lead in front. I don't mind if we just sit second, yeah.
And you've also got another runner in the race, Frankie, Rewarding Together, trying a new trip this time. What's the train of thought with that? I mean, he's raced almost exclusively at 1200, but you're stepping him up now this time.
Yeah, usually, you know, he's really good in Happy Valley, and then last few times he's looked like a little bit short. So I tried 1400 to see any different, yeah.
And with him, Frankie, with a horse like him with a high rating, is it difficult to find the races for him? I guess, you know, you've got to run in these types of races because, you know, his rating is quite high.
Yeah, you know, this horse before he win few times in Happy Valley, and Sha Tin just so. He hasn't got a winner in Sha Tin, but anyway, and 1200 I look like a little bit short, so I just step up to 14 to see.
There is Frankie Law and his two runners. We're going to move on to some of the other horses in the race now, Paul, and we start with Beauty Joy, who's really found some form again, placing 2 starts ago, which we'll see shortly. He runs 5th. Where's California Spangle at?
Well, he didn't lead because Tribalist is an out-and-out leader in this, and he didn't like it. He was sort of stuck in behind. He needs to lead California Spangle, but he will from barrier 1. He's carried 135 in the past, so I think he can bounce back.
Needs to lead, and he needs probably a softish lead. He doesn't want too much pressure because that can see him come undone as well. And whether Happy wants to add some pressure, I'm not overly sure. But it was a good run in the end from Beauty Joy. He was at the back. He was near last at the 400 metres, and he's only got 123 pounds to carry against California Spangle's 135. The rest have got sort of 117, 115 on the minimum, so I think that gives him a big chance here.
He's also in this replay, Tom. This was a big return to form this day for Beauty Joy. He sat at the back. This was the race where they just went crazy up front, the 3 of them, California Spangle, Voyage Bubble, and also Healthy Happy. And the Beauties sat back, and he's run Eternal to a very close margin. Yeah,
he certainly did. It was an almighty performance from him this day. And I think this is the sort of race he can bounce back and win. And he's not won in a long time. He didn't win it all last season, Paul. He went close on a few occasions, but wasn't able to get his bib in front.
No, he's definitely one of the main chances, there's no question. Look, Healthy Happy, yeah, they went a bit crazy here, and those 3 sort of dropped out. It was good to see Voyage Bubble bounce back, so I just think California Spangle can as well.
OK, we've got James McDonald's last stint as mentioned, Paul, coming up. He rode a winner at Happy Valley on Friday night. That's what he's done during his short stay here. Not a bad record, 12 from 89.
Yeah, look, he's had a great little stint up here, James, and hopefully we'll see him back here on a more permanent basis, but there's no reason why he won't. He seems to have settled in here nicely enough, and he's going really well.
Yep, so we're 12 winners, and these are his rides. Handsome Bomb is a newcomer. CP Brave bolted up on International Day. Nordic Combined in Class 5. Beato coming back from 1650 back to 1400 metres. Global Harmony, Paul, looks an absolute winner in the second last or third last.
Yeah, I really like him. And Wunderbar, it's a tough race, Wunderbar, but he's only been beaten once.
He has. That was by Mugen, but he does meet Mugen better off at the weights this week. We'll preview that race after the break. Taj Dragon comes to group racing for the first time, Tom. This is him winning. Atala Bagil 7th and Fantastic Treasure 8th. He's in those light blue colours turning for home.
He's won 4 of 12 this horse, so he's looking fairly handy. This was late on the day on International Day. Beat Dancing Code, a short head. So Andrea Azzini sticks with him. He's obviously here, might put up a couple of pounds over, but this is his biggest test today. He travelled wide, he had some cover and was able to stave off the challenges late, Paul. So with the lightweight, I think he can get a piece of this.
I've included him, yeah. Look, he's 5 pounds different from the Atala Bagil, but the way he sort of stretched out from him, I don't think it's going to matter. I think he can go pretty well here.
That's a good report for Taj Dragon. Finally, this is Red Lion. He's had a couple of trials since we last saw him. They've looked pretty good, and he does like the 1400, Paul.
He does. Barrier number 3 is ideal for Red Lion, so I think he can get the trail just in behind the pace. He's going well at the moment. He was a reserve for the mile. He didn't quite make it in there. But from this draw, I think he's a chance as well.
You'd say Zach Purton was probably going to be riding him until California Spangle popped up in the race and altered the weights. He's ridden him in both of his trials. He looked quite good in that trial, I thought. So he's another one I'd be including here for a top 4.
That wasn't golden 60 in that trial, but no golden 60 in the Stewards Cup, unfortunately.
No, let's hope everything is okay there. Hopefully we haven't seen the last of him yet, but a little issue that has sort of broken the last sort of 24 hours late on Thursday night.
It has indeed. So, yeah, fingers crossed the champ comes back. But who wins the group race on Monday, Paul?
I think it's between the top 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to go with California Spangle. I think he can bounce back in this race. He's carried 135 before Barrier. What led me with him is he's drawn Barrier 1 and the other horse has drawn the outside, Healthy Happy. So I think he can just get a couple of lengths on him, and if he does, and there's no pressure on him, I think he can bounce back. Beauty Joy's the obvious one to beat. Taj Dragon's the new kid on the block, and Red Lion. So 1, 2, 8, 4.
Yeah, when Bowman last rode California Spangle, of course, he was able to win on him, but I've got one to beat him, and that is, of course, Beauty Joy here for Tony Cruz and James McDonald. Hasn't won in a long time, but I think he can get a win here on the board in the Group 3 Chinese Club Challenge Cup. California Spangle, Taj Dragon to step up, and Red Lion off his trials as well from barrier number 3. 2, 1, 8 and 4.
And that is race number 7. Break time here on Racing to Win. Back to look at a quality race number 9 right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're going straight to the last run reminder. We've got a white dove, an olive branch, and about to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, my lord.
Global Harmony is the one, and which is a good thing for everyone. Let's have a look at him there. He was slow out, so he was a couple of lengths last at the start, and they ran really slowly, which didn't help him here as well. There was no leader in the race, and Tamara Blitz ended up sort of leading, which he doesn't normally do, and as such they went really slow. And as you can see, the first 600 they actually went 1.1 seconds slower than the standard time. They come into the straight, he's still last. He's still last there at the 300 metre mark. He comes to the outside, starts to make his run, and here he comes. Chu Chao Spirit had that perfect run, gets to the front now, and away he comes, making up all this ground late, off a slow pace, and just couldn't quite get there. So, look, I think he just wins.
Okay, easy as that. Race 8, number 4, Global Harmony, the last run reminder for Paul. Sutters list for the 9th, which is our next race to preview. It is the Cherry Handicap, Class 3, Mugen flying, looking for 3 in a row. Super Fortune looking to bounce back after not appreciating that horse outside him, working him last time. Prince of Portia second up. Wunderbar has his second start over 1,200 metres. First starter, Robot Master, and Ka Ying Rising comes up in grade following an impressive debut win, and Super Fortune might be left alone in front this week, Tom.
Potentially, and Wunderbar won't be too far away. You'd expect Ka Ying Rising. He wasn't the quickest out of the gates, but he mustered some speed shortly after, and what do they do with Colourful Emperor Paul out wide? Not ideal out there for him.
No, and he might try and get outside Super Fortune, which will put this extra pace into the race. He could easily do that. Ready to Win will need a bit of luck. Sugar as well might have to go back a little bit further. Or he might get trapped wide. There is a bit of pace in this race.
It's time for Racing to Win to meet Peaky Blinders. Here's Nick with David Hayes.
David, Ka Ying Rising is a runner for you on the first race meeting of the new calendar year. Very good on his debut.
He was, and the handicapper thought so too. He went up 10 points, but I would say he's probably improved a little bit, so I would expect him to be very competitive again.
Yeah, you mentioned the handicap, of course, 10 pounds they put him up. But I mean, the manner in which he won, the distance he won by, I guess it is justified. And with that, I guess you're thinking you've got a really smart horse going forward.
I think very progressive. I'll be disappointed if he doesn't get above 80, and he's 62, so there's a bit of wiggle room at the moment.
And I guess leading into that debut, David, he'd done so well in his trials. That was probably, you're expecting that and nothing less. Would that be fair?
He's a horse that's had 9 trials and he's undefeated, so he goes pretty well.
You mentioned the trials. Exactly that, yes. He's won another one of them. Were you happy with that? Was your rider Zach happy with that as well?
He was, and Zach, as we all know, is very hard to please. So Zach was happy with him.
He's also had a sit on him in track work. Has he shown all the right signs going forward?
I think so. He certainly hasn't gone backwards. He's a competitive, lovely young horse, but he is only 3, so he's got length and he'll get better with age.
And just on that, David, 1,200 metres for the time being is where he's going to stay?
I don't think we'll be changing much in the near future.
And David Hayes there talking Kaying Rising. They do have to try and stop this run of Mugen though. Tom, he has been awesome. He goes up £7 for this victory and opposes Wunderbar again.
Yeah, so he's got more weight to carry here, but look, he's shown he's more than capable of doing so. He's run past a lot of runners in his last 2 starts when he came from well back 2 starts ago to knock off Beauty Waves and then was waving to the crowd really here over the final stages. Once he found the front, Paul, he was very strong at the line and oh so easy as well.
Yeah, so they put him up 10 rating points. He's got to carry 135 now. The most he's ever carried in a race is 128, but that was this race and he won easily enough. So he weighed 1129 pounds at when he won this. So you'd expect him to be able to carry it. That's square. It's just with these, this is a tough race. That's the only thing that worries me.
It is 2 starts this season, 2 wins for Mugen. So that's a look at some of the runners in race number 9. Such a great race, Paul. Who are you with?
Going to go with Prince of Porty in this race. A really good debut run from him. I think he'll be a price. Kaying Rising, Mugen with the extra weight, and Wunderbar 5:13.17.
Yeah, it's a really good race, this one. I think Mugen can win again, though. Extra weight, I know he's got to carry that, but I think he's certainly good enough. Wunderbar goes in. Kaying Rising, and don't mind Superb Kid. He was running on again last time out. He's only having start number 3, 1:7.13.14.
There is full race-by-race analysis on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. We're near the end of the show, Paul, so it's best bet time.
Yep, I'm going to go with Global Harmony. I think he'll just win. He was very unlucky last time. So race 8, number 4, Global Harmony for me. And as the long shot, well, I think Prince of Porty might come up a bit of a price up against his ones. Mugen might be a bit short with Wunderbar and Kaying Rising. This was his debut run for the season. Again, he was really well back, and you can see him coming down the outside here, making noticeable ground. So, look, I think if you're going to get 9-10 about him, it's a pretty good price. And he was really eye-catching, finishing off strongly. So he'll be the each-way play, and we can do the play of the day in the big one. California Spangle, Beauty Joy, Taj Dragon, QQP.
Best for me comes up in race 10, horse 9, green and white. Barrier 10 again, not ideal, but I think he's good enough to overcome it. This was him last time out, and in a race here with the likes of Dromberg, Banner, Yellowfin, Blue Marlin further out on the track. Flamingo Trillion also in this race has run well, and he was right there to challenge, but the inside horses just fought back over the final stages. So big effort from him. There, green and white. Value runner is Silver King. He failed last time out. That's race 3, number 2, off the back of a good debut. And the play comes up in that last race with Fashion Legend, Beauty Fit, and green and white.
The best bet, race 5, number 12, Lucky Planet. 8 starts for 3 placings. They've all been recently. Good draw. Karis Teaton, Douglas White combined with him. Charman has had a couple of runs in Class 5. They've been at Happy Valley and only fair. His last run at Sha Tin was quite good, so he should appreciate going back to Sha Tin in the lower grade. And the play race 5, 8 Golden Rise, 9 River Views and 12 Lucky Planet in a QQP. We look now on to the diary. Happy Valley race next Thursday night, trackside live from 6:40, and then Sunday the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy on the 7th of January, trackside live from 12:30. So still plenty upcoming, and we're slowly getting back to normality as far as race days go, Tom. After a big Friday night at the Valley, super band as well.
Yeah, it was a really good night down there at Happy Valley, so we're sort of going backwards, going from Friday night next week to Thursday night, then another couple of weeks, Paul, we'll be back Wednesday night.
Yeah, back to normal, won't we? And we've got a Saturday meeting coming up in January, about the 12th as well. So then we'll be back to normal after that.
We do, but we get things underway for 2024 with the Lucky Start race meeting. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's your New Year's resolution, Mark?
To actually pick a best bet and get it home. We'll join you in 2024. Happy New Year from Racing to Win.